صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to the series of the Seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam. We are getting close to the end of the series. I hope you have been enjoying it and learning lots so far. Today we will learn about the battles of Hunain, Taif and Tabuk. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Let's begin. Taif was a city in the area surrounding Mecca, and in between both of them was a plain called Hunain. The Thaqif tribe lived in Taif, and Wazin tribe lived in Hunain. Both tribes were known for their bravery, pride, and their skills in archery. After the Muslims conquered Mecca, they were angry and resentful and planned to attack them. The Prophet ﷺ learned of their anger and plans, led an army of 12,000 Muslims to check on them. Isn't this a big change from the small number of soldiers the Muslims had in previous battles? Subhanallah, the Muslims had become more numerous and stronger. The Muslims were feeling confident because they had never been in such a big army before, and they marched along without keeping a lookout. Suddenly, they were attacked by the enemy archers, and they panicked. Everyone ran, and only the Prophet and a handful of his companions were left on the main battlefield. They displayed great bravery together. The Prophet ﷺ rallied his companions and launched a counterattack on the enemy, who also ran. The Muslims took thousands of prisoners in the Battle of Hunain, but the Prophet later set them all free. 11 years before, the Prophet ﷺ had visited Taif to spread the word of Islam. However, they rejected him and turned him away. The tribespeople here also wanted to attack the Muslims. In response, the Prophet besieged their fort. The siege continued for 20 days, and neither side was able to claim victory. The Prophet prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help change the minds and hearts of the Thaqif people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted this prayer, and after some time, the group from the Thaqif tribe called on the Prophet, and they eventually embraced Islam. There was an army leader, Seerah, whose army had been defeated by the Muslims some time before. He planned to take revenge on the Muslims at Tabuk. But when the Prophet learned of this, he told the Muslims to prepare for war once more. It was summer. The Muslims were suffering from the effects of a famine, but they still went straight to the Prophet's call. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq and Uthman radiallahu anhu made huge donations to the war fund. An army of 30,000 Muslims set off for Tabuk, a huge number. At the border, however, they realized that the enemy had already fled. The Prophet ﷺ didn't want their trip to be wasted, so he visited several tribes in the area and made allegiances or partnerships with them. It is clear that even during extreme hardships, Islam and the Muslims kept strong and were victorious. Subhanallah. In our next episode, we will learn about the Prophet ﷺ's final sermon and the end of his life. There will be lots of lessons to learn in the final sermon. So I hope to see you all there, inshallah.
صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.